All right. So on the last one we shared, excuse me, we shared about the lightnings and the thunders on the top of the mountain, and that's who these are. These are that are chasing and running about. And
so this is what actually scared the people
Yeah.
that Moses went up into when he was receiving the tablets, the sapphire tablets that he was to bring down to the people.
Yeah, this would have been the smoke and the fire on top of the mountain. So he went up into something that would have caused him to transmute, right? Same as Yeshua.
Right.
And so whatever it was, he was being taught how to become light, and then
He came down as a representation of that.
Right. So that's what the last teaching was based off, and those verses. I mean, as quick as we went through it, that's jam packed. We could probably spend. Those are all teaching platforms to bring revelation.
Just by themselves.
Just by themselves, right? But that's not what I'm doing. I'm simply going like, yeah, it's all there. It's all been tucked away. We can use that as a platform now if we want to. But so let's go down to the next revelation I want to share, and this is on the verse, the only one occurrence of Lucifer, and this is the verse. It's in Isaiah 14:12. And let's just go down through English, and I have this one on a different kind of platform that we're going to release in, so I'm not going to go down the side. So let's just read the mechanical English. Can you read just the English on this one? Just scroll down.
Yeah, so the mechanical translation, how you are fallen from heaven, Lucifer, son of the morning, how you are cut down to the ground, you who weakened on the nations.
All right. So keep on going down. We're going to do this one on a different platform here. Keep on going down. There we go. We're going to start here. So I'll explain this. So on the left-hand side, we can see the highlighted how. All the words in the verse are going to be highlighted here. Then it's going to go to the Strong's definition, and then you're going to see that is what's in the verse. Right there, Carrie's circling what's in the verse. And then it's going to how the original word is extracted out of its definition, out of the text, out of its own definition, right? Out of resource. And then it's going to, if it morphs out, then we can go to the morphing out, and we can see where it's coming from, and then we can extrapolate it out deeper. And so we'll keep this format on this one verse, because this one just kind of calls for this.
Sure.
So how you have fallen. So how, and we can see that it's spelled is Aleph Yod Kaf, right? Pretty much the same.
Right. Yep.
So how, and we can see that roots down to 335, which is where, and then it goes to 370, which is whence, and then interesting that goes the exact same spelling of whence is 369, which is nothing or not.
Well, I find that interesting, because if that's where that's all coming from, if that's what this word is coming from,
right,
that means there was a noon in the very root of it.
We're going to see that noon pop up again.
Yeah, but
yes.
In here,
no, I know.
There isn't one.
No, I know. But we're going to see the noon come up in this verse again, because yes, it's actually talking about how you've fallen, right? But how, whence were you? Right,
but this means it's a completely spiritual issue. This doesn't have anything to do with the flesh of the entity.
Well,
right here.
Right here.
Right here.
How you were nothing.
You were nothing, and you were not in the flesh.
Right.
But you were of one and were given power.
Right.
Twice over.
Right.
The Yod and the Kaf.
Right.
You are going to have the power that you are to give to those who would empty their cup in order to receive the power of the language.
Yeah. How were you?
Yeah.
How were you? Yeah, a lot telegraphs through on these, and we need to pay close attention to this one.
Well, this is a perfect example to have somebody look at and to go, something that seems like nothing. There's so much information that is telegraphing through.
Well, as you and I both know, we've seen it time and time and time again. There's a lot being hidden in these small little conjunction.
These small like nothing words.
Right,
they
like
appear
it,
like
how,
I know when, then, he, she.
Right. There's like wow. There's a lot going on with these things.
Oh yeah.
And even the word it. Like I see it more than not. Not that I see it more than not. That's kind of funny. I see it more than not, but I mean, like I see it more than often than not. But I mean, like it's such because it's really an expressive word of it's already identified itself with substance prior to, and so I have to go in to extract out to see what it is.
Right.
Okay, that's my point. Okay, so let's look at this. So how you have fallen from spirit. right? From nothing, you fell into something.
Exactly.
Okay, good. We got it.
No. Well, because we've already been talking about falling into love.
And so let's just say that this 369 here, because this is we're going to see it at the end. This is where Enoch was and was not. This nothing is exactly the fullness of everything. It's just defined as not because it's kind of coded and it is hidden, but really
where nothing is at,
everything is. Right. So even though it says not, it's only coded that in this word here, not is in the fallen flesh. You should seek nothing. That's where you're going to find everything.
Exactly.
Right? So in this thing, it's saying in the flesh, this word.
I find it interesting that even in this, the word AI is in there, right? Literally.
Yeah.
That's how you would say it, Aleph Yod. But also, it's a word for island.
Yeah.
An island of flesh.
Yeah.
That's why you feel like you're separated.
Yeah. An island unto yourself.
Yeah.
Because but in your separation, you're actually joined to the greater mass.
Exactly.
But so anyway, so let's not go there right now, but let's just go. So now let's go to the next word. So how you have fallen. And now we can see this fallen word. I highlighted the word. So we have fallen this in the verse. Now we have what the verse is saying versus what the definition is. So how you fallen? We have an added tav on the suffix.
Right. And so I've already done a whole teaching series on the Nephilim to change the narrative of what was presented, of what they were doing and why they were here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Aleph Yod Kaf, right? Mm-hmm. Coming with power of the language.
Mm-hmm.
And this shows it, the covenant of love.
Right. So, you've fallen, and you've fallen into the risen nature. You've fallen. Love has risen you to be able to speak the mouth of light, right?
Exactly.
So,
through the covenant of love,
because you are love. So that love is added. So, and that's a big deal. Like we would just see it as how you have fallen. We'd never be able to see why that tav is on there. You fell from light into flesh, into the form and the essence of light, to be able to speak light in the form of love.
Right, because you were once nothing.
You're once nothing.
You had no flesh.
Right.
You were resonating to a frequency of power.
Right.
Of the open and the closed hand. You were sent to give it through the language to those who would empty their cup out in order to receive that which came in the risen nature.
Right.
That would speak light to you.
Right.
And love.
Right.
Light and love.
Right. So you are everything, and now you need to take a form of some sustenance or some shape and some shadow that it now has to speak love through the mouth. And so there's a transaction that's happened here. You have fallen into this state. And this right there, it's just amazing that the tav is on that.
Yeah.
Because that's a tav, and there's a hidden vav there. That tav cannot be there without the vav, right?
Because the constituent letters, tav, the symbol is made up by a tav vav.
Right. So we know that.
So that means you have the mark of the sign of one who is exempt from judgment.
Yeah. In just a little high level of teaching that I can draw a circle from the noon to the tav, and so they're connected because it's all connected. We just see it as 2D, but really that's a circle, or it's more than
two. It's a toroidal field.
Right. So they would actually wrap around. So the tav would actually touch the noon, or the tav vav. So they're connected, right? So love is connected to the noon. And noon is connected to the vav on the end of that, but we're only seeing it two-dimensionally, and that's just part of what we're able to do to say, oh my goodness, if all is all, then all is all. Beginning meets end. What's in the middle? Well, in the middle of this is the Peit Lamed, the mouth of light. Right?
Exactly. But that tav noon is going to be coming up later.
Yes.
It's something very important.
Yes. So how far you fallen? How far you fell into love? You're experiencing death. You went into death.
Right.
Lucifer.
Right.
You're going in to experience death, and you're going in as a love message.
Right, because in life there's death, because it's duality.
We've already brought that up in the other teaching.
Yeah, but I'm saying you entered the system of duality, so you're going to have to experience life and death.
That's what it's all, and that's eating from the tree.
Right.
And that's what it was all about in the beginning. If you eat of this, just know, you're going to have to know what life and death is.
Exactly.
Because we're here as a resonance of light, but if you eat of this and it probably was, I'm not going to get to the details of that, but anyways, they partook of something that would have caused the forgetting and then started the journey out of their garden. Now the garden is, again, it's not an there is an outer and an inner, but the garden is within.
Yeah, and we've already done the teachings on the garden and the gardener.
Okay. Yeah.
So I will put the link in the video so that if you haven't heard about the garden and the gardeners and the garden and who the garden is, you need to go back and watch those teachings.
Yeah, it's within you. Okay, so how you have fallen. And now in this right here, I put this in here because the first occurrence in Genesis 2:22 caused a deep sleep to fall upon man, right? And so we can see the first occurrence of this word to fall is connected to cause a deep sleep to fall on man.
Oh, wow.
So
it's the spiritual sleep.
Yes. So go into the file I just gave you.
Oh my gosh.
So let's just go slow for people. So go into the deep sleep file, please.
I'm just, wow.
You have it in there? You have it?
Yeah, I am. I'm just, that's pretty big right there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty big. So this is so Tardame. So this is the first occurrence of fall. Of associated.
Okay, so I get it. So they don't have nafal right here because that would have been the word over here.
Right.
But this is the same exact verse.
Right.
Okay. There we go.
There you go. So now caused a fall, Yahweh, God, a deep sleep upon Adam.
My goodness. The breath of the blood.
Right.
The spirit of the blood, and we've already talked about that. That's congealed light.
Right. And go into that 120, please. And then go down to its definition. Oh, went too far. Just at the top first. There we go. Mankind.
Right. Exactly.
So we're talking about a sleep fell upon mankind.
And it was one that was a spiritual sleep.
Right.
Because there's no noon there.
Right.
Because that word should have been nafal. Right. That's what the whole point of what you were saying. So the first occurrence of it is right here.
Right here.
So this actually shows what the fall was, because really it's the fall of consciousness of man.
This is where the justification came from, the revelation of the spirit was removed.
Exactly.
Right? That's where I got that from. So I'm showing them the components of how the rendering came through the revelation of, well, what do you mean? Something was taken out. The essence of light was removed from you, right? Because you're going to go into a slumber. But yet the essence of that light will be there to assist you to ingather again. It's gonna assist you.
Right.
There's a measure within and a measure without. As within, so without. But the full measure cannot be put back together again until you've gotten to the end of the reason why you're here. Right.
And right here, because of the way the language is structured, this should have been Hal Adam. But the lamed is hid.
Right.
So it's a hey, revelation of the light that has been hidden from you.
Right.
That's really what it is. The one blood, the congealed blood that contains the light, but it's been hidden in mankind. And how amazing! Yod He Vav He and then the Elohim. I've already been establishing left and right that this is really talking about the Elohim here.
Right.
This is completely separate. It's like the teaching pattern of mother and father.
Right, thank you. Yeah, because that's a template.
It is.
So there's the template for the Elohim.
Right.
It's the power, means, and direction of the revelation of a mother component that would allow us to express the standing measure of sovereign or meek sovereignty in Father's greater revelation.
As one who has been pierced.
It's a template, and the template, it got hijacked.
Yes, it did. But this was the template that would instruct Elohim.
Yes.
Because they went to sleep.
Yes.
But there was going to be a process of ascension. That
for mankind.
Because there was a hidden light.
Yes.
That was going to be revealed as one in part of the blood.
Right, and this is where Yeshua comes in. Because there's the door, right? That dalet is how you draw. Now, this is what we were talking about in the other teaching, that the revelation of the door is how you draw yourself out, Moshe. I'll give you the template. I'll give you the pattern again, but you're going to have to activate it to enter the door.
Exactly. And Adam, how amazing is that? It's Am that has the dalet on the inside.
Right.
It's Mother that has the door on the inside. So in other words, all of mankind already comes as a sense of mother.
Absolutely.
And they have the door on the inside. So when a door comes,
Yeah.
they're trying to show you as mother, hey guys, you have a door within you that's meant to be open, because there's a revelation that needs to come that has to do with the light that has been placed within your blood.
Yeah, so let's slow that down a little bit. So
Whoa.
So let's explain, because that's you said that really fast, and people need to grasp this. That Earth is mother.
Yes.
Yes, Father is in it, but he is waiting at the finish line per se. If you just do a mental picture, yet he's here because he's in you. But he hasn't been revealed, because that's what the book of Revelation is about revealing the Father component within you for those that have walked mother correctly. That's the Christ anointing.
Adam.
Okay, Adam, right. And so in the earth, so we're clear on this, everything in the earth is got to do with mother.
Right.
It still is the total something. I'm not speaking at you. I'm speaking just for the sake of.
Well, but that's why it's the bitter walk.
Right. So everything in the parentheses of beginning and end in the world is the bitter that produces the sweet. Or the empty cup that would produce the full cup.
Yeah.
Right. The mel versus the mar. Right.
Yeah.
And so everything to do with the world is a wrestle. Everything until we have prevailed the wrestle.
Right.
Jacob, Israel.
And ascended.
Right there. Then it starts to move into, now we are waiting at the top of the mountain, or the base of the mountain, depending. It's just language. It's just still, right, it's inclination, but we're waiting with anticipation to encounter the Father that would say, may light be upon you.
Exactly. So that the light is then activated in your blood, because right now it's been hidden.
Right.
So here's the coolest thing about this. I just saw this, because just how the letters speak. I love this. So here's a deep sleep, right? Tartame.
Mm-hmm.
So right in the middle of Tartame is room to exalt and elevate by going through the door.
Right. That's the,
which is Adam.
That's actually the root of Aramaic.
Yes, it is.
So the elevation or exaltation is within you, because Mother and Father is within you. So if you're able to comprehend, now this spirals really fast, because this is all again to do with the amygdala, with our heart-brain coherence.
Right.
With the hippocampus, of unplugging from the mainframe of really the lesser motherboard, right? Going into
totally
the high perspective of Father, but yet you still have to go through Mother. So you're rewiring yourself through brain-heart coherence, and then you're able to uncalcify the pineal gland, start to imagine the reality of truth.
Exactly.
Because everything now is producing thought, and this is what the amazing people what we're sharing with, is that they're able to see something's not right, and therefore they're starting to look for information that would form them into the likeness of intention.
So that they can create a different reality.
Exactly. And that is awaking from the deep sleep that we've all been in.
Right here.
It was made for the experience,
yes,
but it got hijacked for control, to turn us into really a vampiric nature is drawn from our life essence, so it can sustain the unsustainable.
Exactly. And right in this word about the deep sleep, about us going to sleep, just connecting it, like rewiring and all the stuff that you just said, the last two letters means, what is it?
Right.
What is this deep sleep?
Ma.
What is this deep sleep? It is meant to exalt you.
Yes.
If you find the door.
If you find the door.
If you find the door inside, and the covenant of Mother's love is what is going to begin to elevate you from the place of being poor and destitute, so that you can find the door through the living water teachings that will produce a revelation, so that you can ascend.
Now, this ascension in this door is crucial, because we're in a component right here that this is only showing one door. But that door has to be entered, because what it does, it reveals the hidden chambers of Father. Right. Because only entering into your heart of what Mother shows first, like why would she show? Yes, thankfully, we are showing the Wilderness Tabernacle and many other templates that show something that is hidden behind a very thick veil.
Right.
All right? It's just a type in shadow. But if we're able to enter the first door, it doesn't become such a distant thing.
Because we're closer to it.
Right. So the Mother's component of the holy shows us that there is access to the Holy and Holies if the priest is able to resonate to the frequency of the priest.
Right.
And so that door, Mother's womb, Inside that womb, those safe harbors of waters,
Yeah.
is a hidden door inside that mem. It is the incubation chamber that allows for maturity to ascend into the full establishment that comprehends the revelation of Father.
Right here. Ha'adam.
Right.
Right?
That's the sealed chamber that can only be accessed by the secret chamber.
And that totally makes sense because of what we were just sharing about Adam.
Right.
It's mother that has the door to the secret chamber, the sealed chamber waters of Father.
There you go.
Yep.
So, big stuff.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah.